I had couple of personalities going on. I even named them. One name was Samantha, and he had one, and his name was Jason.
What are y'all people doing? I don't, at my house, it's arrogant land. I don't know.
When DeAndre was introduced to Chenille, he thought he'd met the perfect woman. 2 years of dating led to marriage. But now, 2 years and 2 children later, DeAndre has discovered that his perfect woman really is 3 personalities in one.
Well, one day she wants to love me, the next day she wants to fight me, the next day she wants me dead. That's at least 3 people right there.
There's Chanel, she's here, and then there's Samantha.
That's who you are right now?
Yes.
Okay.
There's Samantha, who he fell in love with.
I did like Samantha.
So, no, wait a minute. He fell in love with Samantha. Then who showed up at the altar?
Chanel was there.
Chanel was there.
Is 3 a crowd, or can DeAndre learn to accept his wife's multiple identities?
Tell me one of the instances of what she did that pushed you out of the home.
She said, get out. That's what I thought, too. So I took that as a sign to get out.
To get out.
Today, on Divorce Court.
Come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Chenille Logan and DeAndre Harrison. The 2 of you have been married for 2 years, and you have 2 children together. You do not, however, want to be married anymore. You do have a financial issue you would like me to resolve, but before we get to that, Mr. Harrison, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your marriage and why we're here in divorce court today?
All right, well, Your Honor, we're here today because I feel hoodwinked. When I said I do to this young lady to the right of me, I didn't say I do 3 or 4 times to marry all the people inside of her head. I just wanted to marry Chanel.
So we got a whole lot going on up there,
There's a whole bunch
there.
of different stuff up there. Just a little bit of everything.
Tell me about a couple of them.
All right, well, one day she wants to love me, the next day she wants to fight me, the next day she wants me dead. That's at least 3 people right there.
Right. I had couple of personalities going on. I even named them. One name was Samantha. One name was Samantha, and he had one, and his name was Jason. And those Samantha.
What are y'all people doing? I don't, at my house, it's arrogant land. I don't know. Well, which one of those personalities didn't he like?
He didn't like the new one, which she came out after.
Jasmine.
Yeah, Jasmine, right.
What's wrong with Jasmine?
Jasmine didn't. Okay, so there's Chanel, who, she's here, and then there's Samantha.
That's who you are right now?
Yes.
Okay. Then there's Jasmine.
There's Samantha, whom he fell in love with.
I did like Samantha.
Yes.
I did.
Samantha.
So, no, wait a minute. He fell in love with Samantha. Then who showed up at the altar?
At the altar, Chanel was there.
Chanel was there.
But after the birth of our son, I had a whole new mindset as being a mother of 3, as being a wife, as being a teacher.
And this new chick was Jasmine.
Yes. And
he don't like Jasmine, does
he? No, he didn't.
What does Jasmine do?
Jasmine's very independent. Jasmine's strong. Jasmine has an opinion. Jasmine likes to voice her opinion, and not only Jasmine likes to get things resolved. No, Jasmine didn't want to take any more of his previous BS.
I don't see that here, but I know things can be different at home. Give me a concrete example of something he said or done that you felt was overbearing.
The last straw actually is when we were in the kitchen, and he told me that I had no worth. He told me because I wasn't working at the time, because he was he was supposed to be the man maintaining the home, and he told me I had no worth, and I couldn't believe he had said that. To this day, it still carries on with me because I gave birth to not only his first child.
No, you don't have to explain. Mr. Harrison, I'm gonna ask you, did you say you have no worth?
Yes.
And was that simply out of anger?
It was.
Okay,
but
you don't believe that, do you?
Right now or back then?
Back then or now or at any time, did you believe that your wife had no worth?
At one point in time, I did, only because of the way she was acting about the situation that was going on.
Tell me about how she was acting about the situation.
Okay, I got in a lot of trouble when I was a kid. Okay,
right.
So I have a record, and I can't get the good job to take care of her and give her all the diamonds and pearls that she so wants, all right? So the jobs I did have, I had to spend every last dollar of my money to take care of the family, So we would have like situations where we would have maybe $175, $200 to our name, but then we have a light bill due for $250. You know, it's, okay, well, she didn't get to go out as much as she wanted to, only because she didn't choose to. Because I would tell her all the time, bye, you know, leave, go have fun. But then she wanted to go out when a bill was due and try to spend some of the bill money to go to dinner or go to the movies or go shoot pool or something like that. So it's just the priorities were not in order.
When he was struggling financially,
Yes.
did you assist him by not spending money?
There was only one incident of me not, I had family coming to town, my dad's family. I rarely see them, and I went out. Yes, I did, and I had dinner. But not only did I go out, but I replaced the funds.
Okay.
When I needed to go out with my family.
I got you. Why don't you told me in your papers, and this seemed to be your primary issue, is that he does disappearing acts, that he is, you described him as a ghost.
Yes.
Explain that to me.
Yes, when times get hard, things get hard, rent's due, he's gone. For example, on July 21st, we were supposed to pay our rent, and the funds went into his checking account, and that day he left. He packed up his things and left, and the light bill was due, things were due. And this is not the first incident this happened. This happened the one time after my daughter was born. I had to sell our vehicle to pay the rent, and then he came back. He's always saying, you're smart, you'll figure it out. Once I figure it out, it's okay, he can come back.
Mr. Harrison, do you bolt when things get bad?
It's not just when things get bad, Your Honor. It's just to get away from her. When things are bad, things are always bad. Things are bad in the beginning, the middle, and the end. But when I did leave, it was because she would push me away. Well,
tell me one of the instances, what she did that pushed you out of the home.
She said, get out. That's what I thought, too. So I took that as a sign to get out.
To get out.
Right?
When divorce court continues, does DeAndre's family share the blame for the demise of this union?
Does the family dip in?
Oh, dip, stay dip, double dip, all the time. All the time, like, I had to show proof to his family member that I was pregnant with our first child.
Divorce isn't easy. If you want to share your story, call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com or become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce Court is back with the case of DeAndre Harrison, who says he wants to divorce all 3 of his wife's personalities. But is one of her personalities a cheater?
Do you have any serious concerns that she has, in fact, been with other men? Mr. Harrison, what kind of things do you argue about?
Well, we would pretty much argue about any and everything. I would wake up, good morning, sunshine, the sky is blue. No, it's not, it's a light green. Like, oh, right, well, maybe it's pink, no, it's purple. Okay, well, let's go to this restaurant. Well, I don't want to eat at that restaurant because I'd rather have this restaurant. Well, why did you ask me where I want to eat then?
What do you think you two argue about?
We have no communication. We've lived in 2 different complexes when we lived together, and both times his family followed us. I feel like as though his family is his main priority and not the family that we created.
Does the family dip in?
Oh, dip, stay dip, double dip, all the time. All the time, like, I had to show proof to his family member that I was pregnant with our first child because at first he couldn't have any children.
Okay. Hang on, Mr. Harrison, I'm gonna ask you, and just be, you know, wide open here,
Yes,
just tell me like it is. Are you unusually close to your family?
No, not unusually close.
Did your family follow you from place to place as you moved?
Now, yes, that
That's
did
unusual.
happen. That did happen.
That's unusual.
That did happen, but it's not because of it was because my family were happy because I finally was having a child.
Having a child.
Exactly.
Did one of your family members require her to show her proof of pregnancy?
Now that I don't know. I don't have any proof that they actually came up and said, hey, show me you're pregnant. But there has been situations in my past where I have had false accusations.
Right. Women saying that you had gotten them pregnant,
Yes,
and in
ma'am.
fact that baby was not yours.
I took 6
Exactly.
pregnancy tests for him.
6?
Yeah. Maybe
No,
7.
I was serious.
Maybe 7.
I was serious.
Why?
Just because I didn't want any other situations to occur where somebody was trying to say that a baby was mine and it wasn't, because I wasn't the daddy.
And I had 2
for
in
the
less
other
than a
ones.
year.
How does a pregnancy test prove that it's yours?
Well, no, now that it wouldn't prove. I just wanted to make sure that she was actually pregnant.
Because we had broken up during that period.
Exactly.
We wasn't supposed to be together.
And so you were working out the timing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Timing slash. Have you been with all of who else you've been with, or?
Do you have any serious concerns that she has in fact been with other men while you had broken up or been on
serious
a
concerns?
break?
Not really, because if I'm broken up, then you can pretty much do whatever it is you have to do to make sure you survive. But while we were together, that would be more of my concern.
I was
As far as us not being together, I'm not the type of guy, if we break up, we break up. That's it. I'm not gonna stalk you. I don't expect you to stalk me. But if we're together, then that would be an issue for me if I have concerns about you being with somebody else.
Okay. Do you love her?
Not anymore, no.
Because it kind of sounds like that. I mean, and if it is what it is, it is what it is. Do you love him?
I do. When I married him, I loved him. I was in love with him.
You said in your papers that he acts like he did you a favor when he married you.
Yes.
Why do you feel that way?
The way that...
Take your time.
I'd had our first daughter and we weren't married, and then our second son came 6 weeks, found out 6 weeks after we had our first daughter. And so I was kind of like, okay, this is a sign, maybe, you know, this is the guy for me. I don't want to be shacking up. So for a minute.
That's not a sign, though. Let me tell you, that's just failure to take care of your business.
Well,
you know what I mean? Continuing to get pregnant is not a sign of I should be with this person. It's a sign that you should use birth control.
Right.
Or stop having sex, one of the two. Right. So don't make up stories in your head.
When Divorce Court continues, what's in the stars for DeAndre and Chenille?
We're both Scorpios, so I'll let you do the math on that, Your Honor. But,
what do you mean both Scorpios? I'm a Scorpio. What's that got to do with anything?
If you would like your case heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter at Divorce Court. Divorce Court returns with the case of Chenille Logan, who wants to divorce the father of her 2 children. But did DeAndre abandon Chenille and the kids?
On the day that he was supposed to pay the rent, he left. He took half his pillows, all his things, all his belongings, the car we paid for.
Were you worried that they wouldn't have a place to stay if you rolled? Were you completely on board for the marriage at the time?
No,
right.
Not even close. At this particular situation, we've been together for maybe a year. All right, tax time is coming around. We went and hung out with a couple of my friends. And they were already married, had been married for a couple of years already, which they got married for the wrong reasons also. So we're hanging out with them. The young lady gets a ring for her birthday, or for the anniversary. Now, I was talking to my family about what I had decided to do, all right, which was propose. I was gonna get her a ring, set up a nice dinner, everything, all of that types of stuff, within 2 weeks from when this particular situation happened. So we get home, and then she just starts snapping on me like, oh my God, that lady, she's a B and she's gotten 2 rings out of him and I can't even get 1 out of you. And I'm like, it's only been a year.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's been 1 year since we've been together and she's forcing me to try to marry her after the 1 year, because she got pregnant pretty early with my daughter, because we're both Scorpios. So I'll let you do the math on that, Your Honor. But,
what do you mean both Scorpios? I'm a Scorpio. What's that got to do with anything?
We like to have a lot of fun together. There's a lot of fun going on. There was fun at the movies. There was fun at restaurants. There was fun everywhere we went. We had some fun.
You can have all the fun you want as long as you're responsible.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Ms. Logan, is there one final thing that you need to say to me?
Yes, this man was not the man I was supposed to marry. Due to, I didn't want to marry him at first. It just happened. It really did.
You didn't want to marry him at first. It just happened. How does that just happen?
I didn't think he was handsome. I didn't think he was funny. I didn't too much
I
like
knew
the-
she thought I was funny, Your Honor.
No.
I knew that.
Let me ask you something.
was
You
just
meet the
nice.
guy, you don't think he's handsome, you don't think he's funny, and next thing you know, he's got you knocked up. How'd that happen?
He was charming.
Why don't you tell me about the $1,400 you're seeking from Mr. Harrison?
The unit that we shared, he was supposed to pay the rent on, and the day that he was supposed to pay the rent, he left. He took half his pillows, all his things, all his belongings, the car we paid for, and left.
How long ago was that?
July of last year.
July of last year. Now, did you know the rent was due?
I did.
Do you know that your children lived there?
I did.
Were you worried that they wouldn't have a place to stay if you rolled?
No,
Why not?
only because I knew worst came to worst,
I would figure
my
it out.
family would help
Take
take
them
care
in.
of them,
They
or
didn't.
like I was always telling her, she would figure it out. But I knew my
Yeah.
family would do for my kids.
No.
Right.
I knew that.
His family
Well, I
members,
expected it.
his
I didn't
family
know if
members
they
always
were.
have to
How
do
long
for-
did you stay gone?
It's been,
Well, yeah, I
Stop.
haven't looked back. I'm still gone.
yeah.
When divorce court continues, Judge Lynn tells it like it is.
Mr. Harrison, same thing goes to you. Don't get women pregnant.
Yeah, that's not my goal in life.
If it's about, am I a grown man? Am I responsible for what I do? Am I in control of my faculties, my functions, my situation, and my sexuality? That's what it's about.
Divorce court returns with the case of DeAndre Harrison and Chenille Logan, who are divorcing after 2 years and 2 children together.
Do you have any proof of the money that you're requesting?
Yes.
Any damages, the rent?
I had to move. I had to put our things in storage and move them with my family member.
Are they still after you for this amount? I'm sure they
Yes,
are.
they are. Yes.
Was your name on the lease?
No.
Believe it was.
Was it?
I think so.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I never was really too good with being on
No,
leases
it is
and
on
whatnot.
it is on the lease.
Right, he wasn't too good because I was usually
Okay,
one
so
paying
then
the
I only owe
bills.
her half of that money then. Because then they're gonna come for half of it for me, right?
No, here's the problem that we have. You have a contract with a third party that you breached that you both could be held responsible for. I can't make an award with respect to that. I can, however, make another decision with respect to that month at that time and what you did. But before I do that, I'm going to say this. Ms. Logan, life is not a fairy tale. You make decisions about your body, your brain, your economics, your romance, your life, not based on what you want or because serendipitously you've all been brought together. You have children because you've already been married, you know the guy's the right guy, you stop using birth control, and then you consciously decide to have to. Just don't get knocked out by whomever. It's Mr. Harrison, same thing goes to you. Don't get women pregnant.
Yeah, that's not my goal in life.
It's never the goal, but it's the product of what you failed to do. And it's not about having fun and being a Scorpio and having sex all over town. It's about, am I a grown man? Am I responsible for what I do? Am I in control of my faculties, my functions, my situation, and my sexuality? That's what it's about. Having said that, I'm going to say this. I cannot make an award for the amount that they're going to chase you for because I don't know who they're going to come after. I think it was a cowardly thing to do, to leave your wife and your children. The rent was due, and you thought she'll figure it out. That was cowardly. A man would have taken care of that business. She is asking for that $700 that would have saved her from being chased for the entire amount. So I will, in fact, award $700 to Ms. Logan. It is so worth it.
All right. Parties may leave the courtroom.
Chenille tells us things are getting better between the two of us, but we still are not back together. We have been working toward more effective communication, and I am working on not pointing the finger at him because I have flaws myself and have begun to recognize them. The judge told me not to go through life expecting a fairy tale, and I am working on that every day. We have decided to take things one day at a time, and every day is a new step for us.